Hey there, you're about to watch a quick clip from Marketing O'Clock. If you're looking for more digital marketing news and really bad puns, make sure you like and subscribe to us here on YouTube or catch our famous Friday news show wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, this week, I'm just going to read the title of this writer's news piece. Facebook plans to hire 10,000 in the EU to build the metaverse.
No.
So apparently, over the next 5 years, Facebook has said they're going to be building the so-called metaverse, which they describe as an online world where people can use different devices to move and communicate in a virtual environment. It has already committed $50 million for building the metaverse and is testing a new remote work app where if you have an Oculus Quest 2 headset, you can hold meetings as an avatar version of themselves. I immediately thought, I'm back to watching. Sports are back here in the US, and that means commercials are back. This is the only time I ever see commercials is when sports is back. And I saw this commercial with Billie Eilish using an Oculus.
William.
Billie Eilish, yeah.
But if you've not seen this Oculus ad, it is all these people in this big fancy ballroom. And at first I didn't know it was an Oculus ad, and they're doing this cool dance. And I'm like, oh, cool, you're doing this cool dance. Like, and then I look and they have headsets over their heads. And I'm like, oh, you're doing this cool dance with like 100 people in one room with like no visibility. Mm-hmm. And then the commercial goes on to show what the game looks like. And the game looks stupider than real life. And then they start kicking and swinging. And I'm like, you're in a room that you're blindfolded in and you're kicking and swinging. Like somebody's going to die. Why would anybody think that's okay to show that commercial?
And then there's little warnings on it, of course. It's like, these are actors, do not attempt. But you're trying to sell it.
And it's funny. I've actually played that game before. It's like the Beat game or whatever it's called. And it's not that beautiful whatsoever.
No,
like when you're playing
ever is.
It's like a human in there. It's like, how you don't put a human. That's not how the metaverse works.
It's
You're
like
not a human.
standing there and you're like swinging. You know what I mean? And like trying to get everybody.
They're not going to be
first person.
dancing.
No,
they're
not
going to
at
be
all.
like,
No.
it's like in 3D movies when people like reach.
No.
Yeah.
That commercial should end and it should look like Squid Games. That's what it should look like by the time you put everybody in a room like that kicking and punching.
I don't know what that means. But I don't understand why you didn't lead with how the commercial starts. They all walk into the room and they look around at the physical room and they're in awe of it.
Yeah,
They're
it's
in
an
awe
awesome
of the
room.
physical
It
space.
is a sick room.
And then they cover their eyes.
And then at one point, I'm trying to figure out what to do. The room starts shooting lasers out of it, and there's clouds. You're like, this room is cool. Like, this is cool. This is a cool rave. And then you're like, no, they're not here. They're just kicking and punching here. But they're in this metaverse. It's not real. It's them. It's so stupid. And I don't know who would buy an Oculus looking at
And
this
you're
thing.
launching this as the world is like, sports are back, opening back up. You can see people, vaccines are here. And you're telling people to like get in a room together and put on a headset.
So stupid.
No.
And the whole point is you don't have to go to a room. You can play in your basement. I hate that commercial. Every time I see it, it makes my blood boil. So go check it out.
Yeah, don't tell William.
Go check it out.
This is not a William Eilish podcast.
Willie
You don't
Lish.
stand?
Apparently not.
But you can see that commercial over on @MarketingClock on Twitter. We will tweet it out. So Nick Clegg, Facebook's vice president of global affairs, wrote that no one company will own and operate the metaverse. I mean, aren't you trying to operate? Like it's going to take collaboration and cooperation across companies, developers, creators, and policymakers.
Is this a dystopian novel?
Yeah, like you're paying 10,000 people to make and own and operate this. I get not one person, maybe like these are being literal, like not one person will own it. Because like there's multiple shareholders of Facebook, but whatever.
That's
So
funny
anyway.
that they think it's going to get as far as policy. You know,
You're right. That's cute.
All right. And in additional Facebook news this week, there was a big blockbuster announcement that with this new venture into the metaverse, Facebook will soon rebrand with a new name.
What?
Yes. So there were a couple names that PPZ Greg had over on Twitter. He said, my money would be on Zucknut as a throwback to his early days. But other ideas include Bookmarks, Zuckerbooks, and Placebook. Those are terrible.
Placebook, like you're
Look.
going to a place.
Since we're coming up on this Greg of the Year vote, I've got a couple that I think I actually might hit. I have a feeling one of these is going to hit. Connect, because they're all about like connections and things like that. Connect, some sort of connect, or they might spell it with a K and like a K, like KONNEKT or something. Another one, I feel like he thinks he's like so smart and like so brainy. Something like Node or like Atlas.
What are you?
No?
I can see Node 100%.
Because it's like Google.
Yeah.
Google, people still call it Google, but the parent company is Alphabet.
Right.
And it doesn't make
Node
sense.
is the disease they get in Pitch Perfect. What is that?
Wait,
What?
what? There's
Nodes.
a disease in Pitch Perfect?
She loses her singing career because she gets nodes.
Oh, I think
Laryngitis?
Taylor got that when she went from country to pop.
Blasphemy!
So another one I had was verse. Just verse. VERSE. Another one was be surf, because he's like all in a surfing. And then
he
you
is
could just,
all in on surfing.
it's a metaverse, and we could just change the U to an E and it's still play. It could be parse or grok. I think those are the real ones.
Grok?
Yeah, they own this domain grok. I looked up all
Why?
the domains now. I don't know.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Oh, so you kind of cheated. You didn't just come up
Oh,
with these.
but I got funny ones. No, I actually came up with those. And then I got
Grok. How would you spell that?
GROK.
Ugh.
So those are mine
Sounds
for
like a
history.
caveman
here.
name.
But here's the one that I think really could hit here. Like this, if I were him, this is what I'd do. I'd call it secure fun. What? Or how about privacy gram?
Privacy
Like, you just gotta
gram.
just put it in there. You know what I mean?
No.
Or maybe we can like bring back the Facebook.
Yeah.
I would be with
You're
him.
in
Well,
the
so
Facebook.
let's take it back a second. You're saying that when they changed their brand to just Facebook in all caps, that didn't work, and now they have to rebrand again?
Yes, that's
Okay.
rerun again.
Okay,
Yes.
just checking.
Because Instagram by Facebook, Oculus by Facebook, Facebook by Facebook doesn't really play that well.
Okay.
So, all right, another one. It's the metaverse now. You're more than just a face. You're more than just a head. You're a body. You're out there kicking, flailing around. What about bod book?
Ew. No. Oh, no.
That's
Okay.
probably the
Bod
URL for
book.
Kim Kardashian's book.
Okay. Well, they could do another one like Google does and just call it Smart Book. Like what they do with all the campaigns.
No.
All right, and then lastly, this is my real one. Like, books aren't a thing. Shep just confirmed that. Like, they're not real anymore. Like, why don't you do a little modern take on it? Face tablet.
Face
Right.
tab.
You're joking. You think this is your real
That
one?
does not roll off the tongue.
Pretty
Face
good.
tab. I like
Where's
face tab.
portal? Why haven't you repurposed that? This is a portal. You're actually going somewhere else.